Get the money.
Yes.
You don't pay, well.
So I'm not finished with it. I've gotten sidetracked from that particular meeting, and nobody thinks two of us on the commission.
Oh, there we go.
There's no quorum.
It's just a over.
Yeah.
There's no quorum.
You're in the comments list.
Two people.
Make this here with the.
Well,
So.
Yeah,
good.
you got it. Pretty sure they have never for this.
Right.
It's really not spending testimony.
Yeah, that's when you do it.
It's more like, city council. Okay, nobody's sitting.
No.
Oh, really? See, I didn't know that.
Okay. Oh, somebody that. Yeah, it's probably president.
Maybe,
You know.
maybe. I mean, I don't know that it would hurt. It's just.
Speak up.
Chair, we're all good to go.
We ready to go? Yep.
So that should be fun. You
Um,
might.
we have a short one this evening, but, let's start, with the pledge as usual, and the flag, in the courtyard. Pledge allegiance to the flag.
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible.
Case number one, Z 21-102, 3370 Trabue Road.
The site consists of one parcel that was previously used by a landscaping company for storage and mulching zoned in LM Limited Manufacturing District. The site was recently rezoned to permit a self-storage facility, which included a commitment to a site plan. The new LM Limited Manufacturing District request is also for a self-storage facility with an updated site plan. The north and east of the site are railroad tracks and manufacturing uses in the M2 manufacturing district. South across Trabue Road is a future commercial development in the CPD Commercial Plan Development District. To the west is the contractor's office in the C2 Commercial District. Companion CV 21-135. The final to there is the building and parking setback lines. That request will be heard by City Council and will not be considered at this Development Commission meeting. The site is located within the boundaries of the Trabue Roberts area plan, which recommends neighborhood mixed-use land uses for this location, described as local centers of economic activity, exemplified by smaller scale retail, office, or institutional uses, including gas stations with convenience stores that are built to urban commercial overlay standards. The site is located within the boundaries of the West Idaho Area Commission, whose recommendation is for approval. The limitation text commits to a site plan and includes development standards addressing setbacks, site access, a commitment to building elevations, lighting controls. The requested LM Limited Manufacturing District will allow a self-storage facility that is compatible with the development standards of adjacent industrial development. The planning division does not oppose the proposal. Although the proposed use is considered inconsistent with the neighborhood mixed use recommendation of the Trabue Roberts area plan, staff notes the commercial appearance of the building fronting Trabue Road, additional landscape screening along the frontage, and the reduced height of the two-story drive-through building as supportable revisions that are in the spirit of the urban commercial overlay design standards recommended for the area. Therefore, City Department's recommendation is for approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions? Parks and Rec,
We have no additional comments.
traffic?
No traffic issues.
Planning?
No additional comments.
Is there anyone here to speak, on this?
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Seedorf of 52 East Gay Street, Columbus, Ohio, from the Voorhees Law Firm. Thanks for the opportunity to speak with you guys today. Our firm represents Cardinal Storage, Trabue LLC in this rezoning application. The property, as we heard, it consists of 3.4 acres located on Trabue Road. The property again was rezoned in 2020 to the limited manufacturing to permit self-storage facility. And the applicant would just like to rezone to the limited manufacturing to revise the site plan, which was approved back in 2020. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Questions? I guess we don't need to add anything, so let's call the vote, please.
All right, Marty Anderson,
Yes.
Amanda Golden,
Yes.
Kayon Mufre,
Yes.
Janice Keys Shanklin,
Yes.
and John Ingwerson. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Chair Ingwerson.
Either way is fine. Yes, you're approved.
Awesome. Thank you.
Next, case Z21-105, 1393 North 4th Street.
Please see the revised CPD text dated 4/12/22 in your supplemental development packet. That includes a code modification to section 332105B1 under the code modification section. 0.12 acre site consists of one parcel formerly developed with a mixed-use building in the R4 residential district. The applicant requests the CPD commercial plan development district to permit the construction of a new mixed-use building, permitting C2 commercial uses, delicatessens and eating and drinking establishments, 2,000 square feet or less, accessory outdoor dining patio, and a temporary shelter. North of the site is a single unit dwelling in the R4 residential district. South of the site is a 2-unit dwelling in the R4 residential district. East of the site is a 6-unit row house in the R4 residential district. And west of the site is undeveloped land in the R4 residential district. The site is within the planning boundaries of the University District Plan, which recommends lower intensity residential land uses at this location. The site is within the boundaries of the University Area Commission, whose recommendation is for approval, but an additional variance was identified, and the University Area Commission would like to give another recommendation before this request proceeds to City Council. CPD text establishes use restrictions permitting all C2 commercial uses, cafes, delicatessens, and restaurants 2,000 square feet or less, an accessory outdoor dining patio, and a temporary shelter, which is a C4 district use. CPD text includes supplemental development standards that address building setbacks, landscaping, street trees, building height, and includes a commitment to develop the site as demonstrated on the submitted site plan. Code modifications for building setbacks, building height, vision clearance, and a parking reduction request from 33 required parking spaces to 0, provided parking spaces are included in the request. In conjunction with the rezoning request, a parking study was conducted by the applicant and reviewed and approved by the Department of Public Services Division of Parking Services on March 18th, 2022. The proposed CPD commercial plan development district will permit a mixed-use building permitting C2 commercial uses, delicatessens and eating and drinking establishments, an accessory outdoor dining patio, and a temporary shelter. While the University District Plan recommends lower intensity residential uses for this location, staff supports the requested use because the site was previously developed with a 2-story mixed-use building. Code modifications requested in the CPD text can be supported as they are consistent with other infill developments within urban neighborhoods. A parking study was reviewed and approved by the Division of Parking Services, resulting in support of the requested parking reduction. Lastly, the submitted site plan demonstrating bicycle parking, landscaping, and a street tree along the North 4th Street frontage are all consistent with the plan's guidelines, and therefore city departments can recommend approval.
Traffic,
All traffic issues have been resolved.
Kathy, Parks,
No additional comments.
planning,
No comments.
any questions for staff at all? Is there anyone here to speak on this issue this afternoon? Okay, Jack, why don't you go ahead?
Again, my name's Jack Reynolds. I'm attorney with Smith and Hill at 37 West Broad Street.
And I have the reason right here why we're here this evening, Elsie Johnson, who is the founder and president of Zora's House. And this is a request to relocate her current operation, which is over on Summit. So she already has a presence in the community. And this is an opportunity to completely redevelop her view of the world in the community. And this is going to greatly increase the presence and the opportunity to provide, and maybe I should let her be saying this because she does it much more eloquently than I do. So maybe I should just be quiet and let her give you just a little background. And we have been through all of the boards, Wineland and University Area Commission, and they're very excited. But let me let Elsie give you kind of a little background.
Great, thank you.
And I am happy to be brief because as Jack mentioned, we have been through many a meeting and I've had presentations and pictures of my kids and pictures of the site plan, and I am happy to just share a little bit about the work that we're trying to do. As Jack mentioned, my name is Elsie Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO of Zora's House, which is a nonprofit co-working space and leadership incubator created specifically to meet the needs of low to moderate income women of color. I, in addition to being the founder of that organization, am also a neighbor in Wyland Park. I live in the neighborhood. I have lived in the neighborhood for the past 4.5 years. And we've operated Zora's House in the neighborhood for the past 4.5 years. So it has been a phenomenal experience being both a neighbor and a founder doing this work in the neighborhood that I really care about. And we had the opportunity and were actually granted the land by another partner, Ohio Corporation for Housing, OCCH, who also does a significant amount of affordable housing work in that neighborhood. That partner, as well as a few other neighborhood institutions, got together, started talking about their vision for that land. And it was determined that Zora's House was the best fit to come into that lot and do something that was really going to serve the community in a powerful way. So although I do not understand all of the ordinances and things that were read, what I will say is that we hope to build something that is really of service to the neighborhood, of service to our neighbors, and that we really want to build something that is both programmatically, but also physically in line with the view of how we want to see our neighborhood evolve. So I'm really excited. I'm happy to answer any questions that you all may have. But as Jack mentioned, we've had incredible support from the Civic Association, from the Area Commission, and we actually went through a variance creation process. In 2017, we built current Zora's House, also from a vacant lot in that neighborhood, except I was broke and I couldn't hire a lawyer then. So I've done significantly less work this time around, but just really excited to be here and see this vision continue to grow in Wyland Park. So.
Well, you're very enthusiastic and we're excited that you're excited.
Wonderful.
Do we need to adopt the CPD text in the supplemental package? Do I have a motion to do that? Second? All in favor? Aye. I'll call the roll, please.
Amanda Golden,
Yes.
Kate Onwuekwe,
Yes.
Janice Key Shankland. Yes. Marty Anderson.
Yes.
Chair Ingwerson.
Yes, you're approved.
Thank you, folks.
Case number 3, which is Z22-004, 5775 Old Hamilton Road.
In your supplemental packet, you'll find a letter from traffic management, showing the approval of a dedication, right-of-way dedication exemption, as well as an updated CPD text dated April 11, 2022, which reflects that exemption in the building setback from, the minimum building setback from the Old Hamilton Road, as well as an updated site plan that also has that reflection on that. The site is a 1 acre undeveloped section within a larger 15.75 acre parent parcel. It's located on the east side of Old Hamilton Road. The site and surrounding area was rezoned to CPD Commercial Plan Development District 2015 by ordinance, which rezoned the area into multiple sub-areas. This property is located within sub-area C of that development plan. The requested CPD Commercial Plan Development District will permit the development of an automotive repair shop that would include an engine repair, which is not permitted under the existing CPD district. To the north of the site is undeveloped land within the CPD Commercial Plan Development District. To the south and east are commercial and office uses in the CPD. West of the site, across from Old Hamilton Road, is a multi-unit residential development in the LAR 12 Limited Apartment Residential District. The site is within the boundaries of the Northland Plan Volume 2, which does not include any specific land use recommendations, but it is in the Preserve District, which is intended to incorporate both single and multi-unit residences, open space, as well as some commercial land uses at the site. It's located in the boundaries of the Northland Community Council, whose recommendation is for conditional approval, provided that the text specify that parking of inoperable vehicles at any location exterior to the service building be limited to no more than 72 hours. And that condition was added into the text under section 3, letter J, number 2. The current CPD text proposes a 5,245 square foot automotive repair facility with 9 service bays. Development text commits to the setbacks and access as reflected on the site plan, and establishes use restrictions and includes development standards addressing setbacks, lot coverage, access by private road, landscaping, building design, lighting utilities, graphics requirements. Modifications to code standards include a reduced building setback line from 60 to 15 feet, which is now 60 to 25 feet under the new CPD text from along Old Hamilton Road. Conceptual building elevations and design are also included, but are not been committed to. City Department's recommendation is of approval. The requested CPD Commercial Plan Development District will permit the development of an automotive repair shop, which would include engine repair, which is not currently permitted under the existing CPD district. Proposed use is compatible with the adjacent developments and is consistent with the Northland Plan Volume 2, which recommends a mix of uses at this location. Does not represent an introduction of an incompatible use to the surrounding area. I'll take any questions.
Kathy, Parks and Rec?
We have no comments.
Daniel?
All traffic issues have been resolved.
Great. And planning?
Planning's comments have been resolved.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak on this one other than Mr. Rd? You could state your name. You've got approval from staff and the area, and if they're
Sure. Thank you. My name is Eric Zartman. I represent Christian Brothers Automotive. They're based out of Houston, Texas, and have about 230 locations in America. What we're proposing today is pretty much a copy and paste of the underlying zoning district, with the one exception that Joe mentioned is removal of the prohibition of engine repair. Automotive maintenance is allowed on this site already, just not the engine repair component of that. That makes about 7% of Christian Brothers' typical operations at any particular building. And what they do is they don't rebuild and construct engines, but what they do is they actually do engine replacements. And so that limits kind of the negative effects that one perceives when they think of automotive repair. They really strive to be a higher standard of automobile maintenance shops, architecture, site design, everything like that. They have very friendly hours for neighbors and for resident or employees. They close around 6 o'clock on weekdays and are not open on weekends. The only thing else I want to add about the requested modification of building line from 60 feet to 25 feet, that is something that is, the 25-foot setback is something that is also in the underlying zoning district. So what we're requesting now is pretty much copying what that is and also the neighboring properties within this sub area. So we think it's a compatible use for the area, and Northland Community Council voted, I believe it was 15-2 in support of this application. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Question here. There is a 72 hours, limited parking of inoperable vehicles. Who monitors that?
Pardon me?
72 hours stipulated for inoperable vehicles. Who's gonna monitor that?
Well, technically, I guess that would be code enforcement would be someone who would enforce that. The specific reason for having that prohibition, or that commitment, 72 hours specifically, is the fact that they're closed on the weekends. So if someone happens to drop some vehicle off on Friday night or something like that, no one will be around to handle it. But in the general course of business, they're proposing 9 bays here. And so the intent is to have any vehicles that are unoccupied throughout any night or anything inside the building. That's going to be the intent. In rare occasions, there might be a car that is outside over the weekend. So that is the purpose of that.
Okay. I need a motion to adopt the modified CPD tax. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Call the vote, please.
Right, Janice Keith Shakeland,
Yes.
Kay Underwood,
Yes.
Amanda Golden,
Yes.
Marty Anderson,
Yes.
Pear Ingwerson.
Yes, you're approved.
Thank you.
Case number B22-005. That address is 2127 East Livingston Ave.
The site is a 0.56 acre parcel located on the south side of East Livingston Avenue and is currently developed with a vacant check cashing facility in the C4 Commercial District. PZA 21-004 was approved on April 27th, 2021 for variances related to the community commercial overlay, or CCO, at this site for a proposed eating and drinking establishment that included a seating area. The project has since been revised to remove the seating area, necessitating the rezoning permit to a drive-in, which is a C5 commercial district use. To the north of the site is an automotive repair facility within the city of Bexley. To the south is wooded area along with outdoor recreational facilities, which are part of the Jewish Community Center of Greater Columbus in the AR3 Apartment Residential District. East and west of the site are fast food restaurants in the C4 Commercial District. The site is within the planning boundaries of the Livingston East Area Plan, which recommends commercial community land uses at this location. Also within the community commercial overlay and is identified as a primary redevelopment site. Plan includes the adoption of the Columbus City Planning Policy C2P2 design guidelines. Site is located in the boundaries of the Mid-East Area Commission, whose recommendation is for approval. CPD text commits to a site plan and includes development standards that address setbacks, parking and access, landscaping, building design, lighting and outdoor display, and graphics requirements. Modifications to code standards include increasing the maximum building setback from 25 feet to 40 feet, a minimum building width of 19 feet, the omission of parking lot landscaping surrounding the lot, and allowing a drive aisle in front of the building, lot width reduction from 120 feet to 101 feet, and a glass facade reduction from 40% to 35%. The proposed CPD Commercial Plan Development District will permit a new drive-in restaurant. Proposed use is compatible with adjacent developments and is consistent with the Livingston East Area Plan's land use recommendation for commercial community uses at this location. Plan Division staff notes that the site is limited due to access and cross-access constraints, as well as overall site width that make compliance with the CCO not feasible. Additional landscaping as reflected on the site plan to help mitigate the requested code modifications. The request does not represent an introduction of an incompatible use to the surrounding area, therefore city department's recommendations for approval. Take any questions?
I'm interested, is this where Public Service is doing their plan with Bexley right now?
Yes.
And this was ran through that process, because I know it's not done, right?
I believe it's not quite done, but it's a streetscape plan.
Yeah, like significant upgrades to the streetscape.
It's a plan. It's not necessarily a capital improvements
Okay.
plan at this point.
And we did work with the applicant through the PCA process to ensure that additional right of way was dedicated in case in the future The city wanted to come back and put a shared use path through this corridor, so this property provide enough space for that.
Kathy, any?
We have no additional comments.
No traffic issues.
Dan?
Our comments have largely been addressed.
I just, it's an interesting site, just in the sense that all of the fast food places in a row there and the ability to make a left turn and head west on Livingston is a little sketchy a lot of times, especially pretty much all the time. Very quiet little run there, but you do what you can do. I think I need a motion to adopt the CPD text, or there is no supplemental package on this one, is it? We can just call the vote, please.
I think you've heard from your.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jack Reynolds, again, not as effusive as LC. Attorney with Smith & Hale, 37 West Broad Street. Yeah, this is our second time through this process. Unfortunately, the ubiquitous coffee dispenser was originally going to do a sit-down restaurant, and when COVID hit, they were having a hard time getting enough staff. And so they've moved to largely drive-through in their new buildings that they're proposing. And so once we were ready to submit for site compliance, we were hit with the fact that they no longer wanted to do the sit down. And so that triggered the CPD with the C5 use. But again, to your questions, we had a second curb cut on Livingston that was provided, and with some discussions with the traffic folks, we were able to eliminate a second curb cut on the site with the understanding that, you know, there are traffic issues in that area. So we are trying, as a part of this process, to eliminate some of the concerns. So again, we've been through this, the ubiquitous coffee store is comfortable with the location. And again, we'd like to continue to move forward and seek your support. And I can answer, and Tom is in the back, who is building the building for the coffee place.
Okay, I'm sorry that I didn't recognize you properly, but
That's
no harm, no foul. Call the vote, please.
Marty K. Ahupe,
Yes.
Denise P. Shanklin.
Yes.
Amanda Golden.
Yes.
Marty Anderson.
Yes.
Garrett Ingwerson.
Yes, you're approved.
Thank you, folks.
I was just trying to hit on what it's on.
If there's ever like
I didn't get to that.